Alex Hansery here with some updated thoughts on the flooding in the Portland area and surrounding areas in the Pacific Northwest. First of all, there's a video going online today where I'm giving some basic tips on bugging out in Portland, recommending having a dive bag, being prepared to exit by foot, recommending people go east instead of west, recommending places to head towards like Central Oregon, places like Christmas Valley. And of course, you need to have the right things in your dive bag, a way to, disinfect water, a way to make fire, a way to stay dry, a way to stay warm, maps, things like that. Well, I was providing that information as a response to a number of threats that people in Portland might face, be it a grid down situation or maybe a world war situation, nuclear attack, something where you have to get out of the city. And basically, the situation in Portland right now is getting worse with the flooding. And as I looked at the rainfall, the least amount of rainfall happened to be around Redmond, Central Oregon, and the most of it around the coast, the area where I said don't go in a emergency. In areas around Portland, like in 24 hours, 4.5 inches of rain. Of course, a friend also said he thinks a lot of it's coming up from the ground, but we do know that the sewer is pumping up fecal matter and that there is shit in the streets of Portland, as well as the river. It's becoming a big problem and it's spreading. And what I want to say is that the city of Portland didn't really foresee this happening. They were saying on the news that, I think there's a little damage control, in my opinion, on the part of the media and the city in terms of how well their sewer system has functioned. It's not functioning like it should, and that's a longer story. But a lot of money from the taxpayers didn't really get put in the right direction. And now the people of Portland pay the consequences, even if they're not aware of this. So they said on the news the clogging was caused by the storm drainage. Well, what they could have at least have done is warn people. Just like they put out a bulletin saying there's a sex offender, here's his description. They could have put out a bulletin saying, communities might want to clear out the storm drains to help prevent a flooding situation. How are they going to have the manpower for the city of Portland to run around doing something like that? That would be a situation where the mayor gets on TV and puts out a bulletin and says, hey, we need help from the people of Portland getting the water to flow where it needs to go. So anyway, what I'm saying is it sounds like there might be a little bit of damage control on the part of the media in the city of Portland. But the thing is, people need to understand that because of these problems, there can be a situation where, homes are flooded, neighborhoods are flooded. And if you look in McMinnville, which is more towards the coast, first of all, there's a picture of the guy canoeing in the Walmart parking lot. And there is a picture of a whole neighborhood underwater. And so I believe that my assessment that I gave in that video, which is coming online today, it actually took a while to upload because there's slow internet where I am out here in the country in New Mexico. I think that advice was spot on, as well as other forecasts that I have for Portland. And it's chilling, and it's also annoying to live in a world where I've put a lot of my time and energy towards warning Portlanders, and I've seen how they've responded. It's pearls before swine, and it's sad. Something still compels me, though, even though I'm states away, to talk about what's happening in Portland, what I'm seeing coming on the Portland horizon, and how this is an event, this flooding in Portland, where people could really think long and hard about what's missing in their plan, their exit plan. Do they have a plan of action as to where they would go if, after a few days, it's pointless to stay at the house where your house is being flooded? What if the water just keeps going up and up and up? Do you have a plan of action? What if your car won't operate? So do you just go to the FEMA camp or go to the facility or rally around a whole bunch of people, or do you get away from people and go dig yourself an underground shelter up at higher elevation, work your way to the north, to the east, to the south, but get away from Portland and get away from the coast? Are you able to do that? A lot of people haven't given this stuff a whole lot of thought, but that's why I'm making this video, to go over these basics. For now, I'm Alex Hansery coming to you from northern New Mexico, and I'll be back later in the day with updates.